So many massively good toys in Commoner for the front prompt Guardian builds coming out of heavy hitters. My tried and true Bravo build is the one that benefited immensely from new cards like Concuss. So let's look at the upgrades and the enhanced build in today's video. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, my flesh and blood commoner friends. Welcome back to Dice Commando, and go again, a fabulous cast for another installment of the Dice Commando Commoner format series here on the channel. Thanks for tuning in, and again, reminder, if you are a Commoner fan, give us that like, give us that comment, get us that engagement below. Keep promoting this super awesome format, and hey, deck techs and all that stuff. All right, so my Bravo list is tried and true. I've done very well with it. You all know that it's my go-to competitive deck. I enjoy playing many other Commoner things because that's the fun of Commoners. You can own like 400 decks. But this is the one that I took to Queenstown. I did very well with. But in heavy hitters, oh boy, did this get some upgrades. Yes, it did. So there's a couple cards that I want to run through before we go into the deck list. Deck list is below. You can check it out at your leisure, and we'll go through it card by card here in a bit. But first, I want to go through the big wins, right? The biggest win out of them all is Concuss. Okay, so this is a 3-drop for 6, so it's not a 3/7. Remember the strength of the 3. I've spoken to the strength of the 3/7s many times before, but this is just too good to ignore. So when this hits a hero, if it has attack greater than its base, they discard a card. This basically slots straight in to the concept of this whole deck, which is buff, dominate, and go. And it's a 3, which means that I can give it a +1 on what used to be Come to Fight, what will now be Power, or Pummel, or that's really gross with a Pummel, or something like that. Right, gauntlets, whatever it may be, it's ugly. It's ugly. Taking a card away, that with a Pummel is just freaking disgusting, right? Just disgusting. All right, the next one is not as good, but still good. Command Respect. There are not a lot of ways in Commoner to threaten Arsenal, and this is now a new one. So it's the same idea as before, 3/6. When pumped, destroy a card in their arsenal on hit. Okay, so again, not as good as attacking hand, to be very clear, because they don't always have something in Arsenal. But there's a lot of combo type stuff. There's a lot of D-reacts in Arsenal that, to be fair, would probably be played to this, but at least it forces it out for another specific on hit, whatever it may be. And then the lead with power I already spoke to. This was a hard one because I had to take away Come to Fight. Come to Fight was a big staple in this deck because it's on the 3s, right? It works really well with Bravo. So it's a 1/3, defends 3. Lead with Power, though, only defends 2. So that's why this was a bit of a hard sell. But I ended up going with it because, again, you create that might on the back. What are we trying to do in this deck? Come in with pumped stuff, right? If you can do this. So this is a double pump, effectively, right? Because we're playing Thump in here. We're playing Concuss in here. Command Respect. All these cards you want to come in for more. This lets you do it twice. So I do believe, and obviously I'm talking back-to-back here with the Might token, but you see what I'm driving at. Okay, I think it's worth the 1 attack on Come to Fight. There's an argument out there to being able to try to find the space for both. And then the last big card, which we are adding to the deck, is Thunk. So Thunk is kind of bad in its raw curve, right? Because it's a 5 for 6. Usually you're on the 5 for 7, like a Disable or something like that. That's the curve there. But this is another popper that we can have in the blue slot, right? So previously we were playing cards like Crush the Weak, Cartilage Crush blue, because we just needed more blues, but they were 5s, they weren't poppers. So the blue version of Thunk, I believe it just slots straight in. I took out Crush Confidence for it. I think that was the right play. Cartilage Crush seems a little better to me. We do still have Cartilage Crush in the deck. I'm not a super huge fan of the Clash on Defend on this because sometimes you can get burned. I'm just not huge. I'm not a gambler in terms of that, but that's all right. Hopefully in the right deck, you can win, and then you get your Might token, which then helps you pump on the backside. So Thunk goes in. Now, 2 other cards I want to specifically talk about. Big Bop and Bigger Than Big. So these are complete counterparts of each other for the wager thing. I'm not considering them at all. I don't believe they fit in this deck because we have Earthlore Empowerment, which we're already running that. It works well. I don't think you need 4 copies, or even so, Earthlore Empowerment is just better because it gives you the resource on the back, in my opinion. We don't care about the wager all that much. I mean, sure, they're great, but I just don't think they fit in this deck. We're going to stick with Earthlore Empowerment. Okay, so let's go ahead and head over to the deck. There we go. You should be able to see it now. All right, so the deck is basically unchanged except for the swaps that we talked about. So I am playing Civic Steps, Goliath Gauntlet, Heart and Crossstrap. So Heart and Crossstrap, I was explaining to someone the other day why Heart and Crossstrap is effectively a free Bravo pump. Now, it's not technically, because it doesn't pay for Bravo, it pays for the card. But what it does is it still lets you Bravo dominate off of 1 blue, right? If you're doing a 3, obviously. Okay, that's the idea there, right? And something like where we would probably try and use that is A, if you're in a pinch, but it would also work really well if you like have that Might token out, you have a Concuss, and then you would just pop it, get the free Bravo, and you could do that all off of 1 card. Well, 2 cards, Concuss, and then a blue pitch is what I'm saying, right? You could come in and do that whole thing. Okay, very, very good there. All right, remember Goliath Gauntlet. We're going to try and save Goliath Gauntlet for something like Thump. In this case, that's generally going to be better. I mean, sure, you can come in with a Concuss if you think you're going to get the Dominate, but by and large, I think that using it for Thump, so Thump can come in on its own with the Dominate, and then you only need to do 4 for that. I think that works. I think that works a little better because a lot of times you'll find those odd hands where you'll have like a blue and a red, and then you pitch forward a Thunk, but you don't have 2 blues to do Bravo, right? And Bravo doesn't pump it, gives Dominate anyway. So Goliath Gauntlet seems to work better for Thump. Helm of Ison's Peak for the 1 block. Steelblade Buckler is the normal loadout for this. It lets us take a little bit of hit. Ira's freaking everywhere, so it gives you a second Kodachi and then a 1 Kodachi block to kind of disrupt over the course of the game. 3 block there, and then Titan's Fist. Going down into the inventory, I am playing an Othos. That is for the Icelander matchup. I absolutely love that in Icelander. And then we have the 3AB, and then Oasis Respite. I keep going back and forth between 3AB and 4AB, but what I have to give up to get that 4AB in terms of the Ira, right? Because the meta has definitely swung. There's more Iras out there than Icelanders. So I think you go with Oasis and 3AB because we only have 52 cards and we still want to run our fundamental deck. Right, so the deck itself, Cartilage Crush Red-Blue, Chokeslam Red-Blue, Command Respect, and Concuss, the brand new ones that we talked about. God, Concuss is good. God, Concuss is good. We do have Crush the Weak Red-Blue. You do want to run Crush the Weak because of folks like Fi and Chane. Okay, that really puts a lot of pressure on them at the right time. Earthlore Empowerment lets you do crazy, disgusting things if you can get the nut draw, right? Again, that one from Queenstown where I was able to do Earthlore into like turn 0, Earthlore, Chokeslam. Disgusting. And I'm obviously set it up, but draw the Earthlore, pay for it, put Chokeslam in Arsenal. Woof. Fate Sync, lead with power. That's what we're going with. Pummel, also a pump, right? Don't forget it's not just an attack react to do nasty things. That's also a pump. Thump, obviously Pummel Thump. You don't get the Dominate effectively because they can still react to it. But Pummel Thump's pretty good too on the discard. And then to round out the suite, we have Buckling Blow, Debilitate, Macho, Thunk, and Unmovable. Look at those blues, folks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue poppers. Not too shabby. Then Oasis Respite and rounds out the suite. So that's the update to the deck. I have not yet decided what I will be playing in LA for the commoner side events. I mean, this one's tried and true for me, but sometimes you want to branch out and try other things. So anyway, there it is. Enjoy. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If nothing else, folks, go Commando.